What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened with my portfolio and crypto. I got a few questions on my last video about my thoughts on what happened, in particular since it bombed. And I just wanted to talk a bit about that. So 2018 was both a boom and bust for crypto. And most of my purchases for crypto were in 2017. So I was able to get in early. Those of you who have subscribed to my channel saw that I was doing crypto since early 2017, and by early 2018, I started converting portions of my crypto stack into precious metals. And what you're seeing here is a result of a lot of that. So for most of 2018, I didn't buy too much silver. I ultimately converted to gold, even though the GSR ratio, the gold to silver ratio, was more favorable towards silver, but specifically because I was moving around and didn't want to add to my silver position. In fact, I was selling silver around that time. I think it was like $17.50, $18, and I was just trying to liquidate and then get more into gold just because it was more condensed. And those of you who followed my channel for a while know that I keep my stack fairly fluid, and my stacking style is one of constant shifting. So in January 2018, when crypto boomed pretty significantly, I decided to do a reshuffling, and I pretty much cashed out all the money that I had put in. So at least I was playing with the house money instead of my own. And February came around and it dipped again, had a little bit of a bounce, and then I sold off some more just because we've seen this pattern before with gold and silver in the 2011, 2012. And I just decided that I would liquidate just enough to where I would get more than my money back and then just let the rest ride. And unfortunately, I didn't sell enough off, and ultimately that's what happened. I lost a bit, but I cashed out my main principal, took out some extra profit, and the money that is still there, but not as much as it used to be, because we all know how it got destroyed. The gold that you are looking at is a result of the proceeds from my crypto sales. So it's all profit in this case. All the funds from the principal were put back into my bank account, and these are just basically for storage. These were purchased through eBay using eBay Bucks or the 10% eBay Bucks promotion. And I'm always trying to maximize my gains and minimize my costs. So if you can do it, I recommend it. I still purchase from individuals when I can find pieces that are more collectible and at a good price, which you'll see one a bit later. And don't get me wrong, I still lost a bit in crypto, but none of it was my principal. I had learned from previous disasters that it's good to take money off the table once you've made a good amount of profit, and that's exactly what I did. So at the time, I had a significant profit, and I wish I took a bit more, but I didn't, right? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Ultimately, it cost me quite a bit of money, but I gotta be content. Like, I didn't lose as much money as other people. I just gotta be thankful for what I was able to take out when I did, because like I said, at the time, it was a huge run and a good point to take some profits off the table. Ultimately, I paid off most of my debt, with the exception of my mortgage. I really should have paid off more of my mortgage. But yeah, like ultimately, I took some money off the table, was able to take some time off, didn't really need to stress about money. I was able to lock some away, put some in the bank, and then make these purchases. So I came out relatively easy compared to a lot of people in 2018 with crypto. That said, I have been putting some money back into crypto little by little at different points on the way down. I would say that my last purchase was at 185, so it's down to 125-ish right now. So not the greatest decision, but it is what it is. With these things, you kind of got to go with the flow. Ultimately, I think it has a place in the future. It might not be the wave of the future, but I definitely think the technology has some value. So I'll continue to do that until it proves me wrong, which I'm not going to put a ton of money into it, because like we saw with gold and silver, even after the 2011 through 2013 pump, like we're still trying to recover from that. And in my opinion, I actually think it's the same group that did the silver and gold pump in 2011, 2013 that put that same amount of money into crypto to pump it up to nearly $1 trillion. But that's just my conspiracy theory. There's still a lot happening in the crypto space, so I'm still sort of mildly bullish on it, but at the same time, I'm still sort of mildly bullish on PMs as well. I think the main thing that I'm going to focus on moving next, aside from looking for deals, is also paying down my mortgage and cutting that interest payment in half. So we'll see if I can do that. That's going to be my primary goal for this year, with whatever extra funds will be set off to the side, because I did achieve a lot of my stacking goals in 2018 for pretty much more than 2-3 years worth of stacking from what I've done. If the opportunity comes up where gold and silver or crypto boom again, one of the first things I'm going to do is sell some and pay down my mortgage, because I learned that lesson real quick after a year. I mean, that's probably the lesson of 2018 for me, is that's what I really should have done, because I would have been sitting a lot prettier if I didn't have to worry about this mortgage. That said, I'm still very grateful and content that I was able to come out unscathed from the crypto collapse that that happened from last year. I mean, a lot of people really got hurt in that, putting money in, getting too much into the hype. And the hype comes really with anything. And I've been through this enough times to where I usually sell into the hype and then I buy when it's quiet. So that's usually what's worked out for me. It's just trying not to get too caught up into the hype, and then just trying to make good, rational decisions, because it is very hard. I mean, once you get that nice boom, it's very hard to go make logical decisions on to sell something that's increasing hand over fist at 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. But you just gotta stick with your guns and stick with the plan. And ultimately that worked for me. Yeah, I didn't get as much profit as I would have liked, but it's all right, right? Because I still made out. And this is one of those examples. I purchased this particular piece from another collector who was selling this. It was a 1 ounce panda. I do remember I paid about $1,300 shipped for this, which is still relatively close to spot. And ultimately that was what was important to me, is that I can get something that had a relatively lower mintage, that was older, close to bullion's price. And you know, could I have gotten Buffalo for it? Yeah, but I think this is a little cooler and it's the same amount of gold, so why not, right? I mean, it is a little bit more niche, but I do like the pandas. And those of you who follow my channel know that I have a pretty extensive panda collection, which I haven't seen for a while. I should really dig that out. So this one is a 1986 1 ounce gold panda. I was also able to purchase, I think, the 1985. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to go look. But yeah, I do like this design. It's not my favorite. I do prefer the 90s over the 80s. But given the price relative to spot, it's acceptable. So, and it's cool. It's still a cool design, don't get me wrong. So that's just my thoughts on what happened with me in crypto and what I've done since then. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and catch you on the next one.